All right, this is me, Big Nate. I know it's been a while since I've been on the air, but I've been really busy with stuff. Um, anyway, lots to talk about if we want to, so it's just a matter of making sure everybody is up to snuff. So, um, over last weekend in Aurora, Colorado, obviously everybody's heard about the shooting that happened, and my whole take on it is that it's unfortunate that this particular gentleman decided that he was going to use a movie theater where most people want to feel safe and invited to come in and escape reality. And he's crushed that for many people, um, let alone being able to purchase automatic firearms and handguns that the FBI actually use. Um, a Glock 40 caliber pistol. Um, Many of you probably don't know exactly what a 40 caliber round would look like. Let me just put it to you this way: if you're ever playing Call of Duty or anything like that, and you happen to be using a 50 caliber machine gun, those are deemed inappropriate, a 50 cal, for firing upon unarmored infantry, which means you can only fire that weapon due to the NATO act that when I was in the military, we were told we can only fire it at Humvees, which is bad enough as it is because a 50 cal will slice through a Humvee like Swiss cheese. Um, with the right kind of round, you could actually pierce light armored vehicles. Tanks are pretty safe for the most part. There are occasionally times where a 50 cal will or can penetrate an Abrams armor, depending on how armored up they are, if they have reactive armor or not. Definitely will take down a plane if you have a guy that's able to lead the plane enough. Helicopters are definitely susceptible to 50 caliber round. But just to let you know, a 50 cal round, all right, is enormous. All right. So now you have a 40 cal round, which is only basically what 20% smaller, in a pistol, an automatic pistol, if you modify it. So the potential for death and wounding and killing is pretty much, if you shoot something at point blank range with a 40 caliber round, you're going to definitely do some major damage, if not kill your target. The saddest part here is that we've lost a little bit of our civil liberties. Um, Obviously, gun control is a hot topic issue, and now it's even more so. I believe that people should be able to, especially in America, should be able to carry whatever firearm they wish to, as long as it's obtained through legal means and they are not medicated. They don't have any kind of like mental illness in their family. They've never had a criminal record, which unfortunately this particular person was within his legal rights to purchase every weapon that he bought. Now, purchasing firearms online, I don't agree with that. The amount of ammo that he had purchased, I don't agree with that. I think that ammunition should be the one thing that is harder to get. Because a gun is just a gun, but without ammo, it can't do anything. It just becomes a club with a metal end and a wooden end. Or a pistol with no rounds isn't going to kill anybody unless you pistol whip that person to death. So it becomes like a blackjack. Um, so I mean that's a really easy way for us to monitor the amount of ammunition that is being purchased by someone, rather than saying, well, you can't own weapons. All right, well, that's not going to work. I mean, there are enough people out there that want to be able to bear arms in case um, there comes a time to where we as civilians want to not be led by the people that are in power. Now, there are stopgaps that are there, like elections and stuff like that, and there are ways civilly to not have to have a civil war, so to say, to get your point across. We've come out of that age where, since basically Vietnam, other than the Iraqi wars that have gone on, we really haven't had to show that much force. Um, but in recent years, since 9/11, we're basically on high alert at all times because we know that there are radicals out there in the world that don't like the way that we're able to live the way we do, either for religious reasons or they're just plain jealous, or they think that we're hoarding the majority of the world's wealth and not spreading it around. But what I don't understand is that we outsource so many jobs to other countries that that money doesn't get accounted for, and that money then goes to other countries. That it's like a trickle down economics, almost. What's really sad is that an American citizen committed this terrorist act. That alone is disturbing. Um, if you go back in America's history, we didn't propagate this. I hope. I hope this guy is basically just a psychopath, a Timothy McVeigh. I mean, Timothy McVeigh had an agenda. He blew up the Oklahoma City federal building because he was pissed about the way that the country was being ran and his time in the military being what it was. Um, so he had an agenda, and he paid for it, and we paid for it because it was basically our first wake-up call. But we didn't learn enough. All right, we didn't learn that these things happen, and they can happen if we're not watching. Then 9/11 happened. So, I mean, there's a number of different things that should have been taken care of that weren't. People nowadays, they're upset because they have their rights infringed upon at a TSA agency, and them patting people down, feeling them up. And there are ways that we could just get around that. That basically you don't fly in your clothes, you fly in a paper suit that they give you. What would you rather have? Paper booties and a little paper suit that you can board the airplane with, and then you're allowed to maybe get into a robe or something. I don't know. It's just asinine. I mean, people bitch about the stupidest shit, and it's not so much what are we willing to give up for our freedoms. And I mean, yeah, there are probably some agents that aren't doing the job that they're supposed to. Um, and we're just, God, there's just so much going on right now. Look, I'm an American citizen. I was born in America. I was raised with American standards. But I also have a just and law abiding moral code. I don't lie. I don't cheat on my taxes. I don't manipulate the system. I work within the confines of the given order. And if I don't like it, I don't go kill people. If I'm upset or if I have something wrong with me, I seek help. All right? I'm not going to say that there wasn't times that I didn't want to go out and commit bodily harm to someone. Have I ever really wanted to kill some people? I can't say that I've honestly wanted to go kill somebody. I might say it like just to get it off my chest, but I've never honestly physically picked up anything and gone after anybody, other than when I was supposed to, when I was in the military. Um, and that was more self-defense than anything. I just wanted to come home, so I did what I had to do. And by doing so, I was protecting my nation, so they say. Whatever. I was put into a situation that I didn't agree with, but I did my job. And that's what it comes down to. Look, there's a lot of confusion out there. The best thing you can do is talk about it. Stay cool. Don't get hot-headed about these topics. People are going to be disagreeing and agreeing on certain things. Rifles and what kind of weapon this and blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I think you should be able to own any weapon that you can afford to pay for and you go through the legal means to purchase. All right? Do we need to refine that purchasing process? I do believe so. What we should have more restraints on is the amount of ammunition you're able to basically have at one time. If you're a recreational type person, do you really need to have more than, let's say, 150 to 200 rounds at a time? No. 6,000 rounds were purchased by this idiot. He had an assault rifle with a barrel magazine. What need, in this day and age, do you honestly believe that we really need to have that ability to purchase that type of weapon in that amount of rounds? There isn't. There isn't any tangible reason in my mind that you could, oh yeah, well, what if we have to succeed from the Indian? Look, if that ever comes to pass, where we're in another civil war, I guarantee you, all right, we will find the weapons. We will find the ammo. We may have to go to a different country to support us. But if we ever needed to do that, there's a way to do it. There's a way. I mean, if there was ever a civil war, I guarantee you, people would be heading for the border left and right just to get the hell out of here. Canada would be flooded. They would have to shut down their borders. Mexico would be flooded. They'd have to shut down their border. All these rich fat cats with money in the bank would be getting the fuck out. They'd be heading to Switzerland, England, anywhere they could go just to get out of the gunfire. People don't understand what these other countries are going through. Syria, Egypt, Somalia. They have no idea, because they've lived so well, so sheltered and protected here in the United States, that they have no idea what's going on. And then to be spoon-fed information by the mass media, NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox News, all of you are held accountable for what truths you omit from the stories that you convey to us. This is why the internet is so important. This is why YouTube is so important. People can get their message out there firsthand, just like me. All right? You may not agree with the way I'm handling this situation. You may not agree with all the points that I've made. But the fact of the matter is that I'm talking about them. I'm out here conveying my points, my beliefs to you, so that if you want to do the same, you can. And you know what? We may agree or we may disagree. That's fine. But if you're an American citizen, or if you're not an American citizen, if you're a person that wants to leave information about this article that I'm talking about, please feel free to do so. This is an open forum. I'm not going to judge you. I have no reason to. First of all, I don't know you. I would like to know you, and I would hope that we could be friends and have a friendly conversation about certain things. Now, if it comes to pass that we're just totally divided on certain subjects, so be it. I have a friend who's a Republican, and I'm a Democrat mostly, but we know that there's certain topics we just don't discuss. Religion, politics. There's certain things in those aspects that we can and cannot talk about without getting upset. And so we leave them alone. But we're able to live with one another very calmly. So, like I said, if you want to leave more information, if you want to convey your thoughts, please feel free to do so. And I will talk to you guys soon. All right. It's Big Nate for the Big Nate Show. I'll see you later. Bye.